How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Planetary Gamers. My name is Brandon, and today we're gonna play some Kerbal Space Program. More specifically, we seem to have a bit of a problem. Yes, that's right. In our last Kerbal Space Program stream, we were celebrating the landing of the Perseverance rover onto the Martian surface in real life, and in doing so, we ended up creating our own Perseverance rover. However, it didn't all go quite as well to plan as NASA would have it. Clearly, they're a lot better at this than I am. So, yeah, their Martian made it, or Martian. Well, I guess technically little Martian. But yeah, their rover made it, and ours also made it safely as well. There is like a decoupler here, you know what I mean, stuff like that. That was dispensable. You know what I mean? We basically, it was always supposed to kind of fly off onto the surface and explode. But technically, I mean, even NASA had something similar that did the same. So basically, we're right in line. The only problem is ours is well, it's a little worse for wear, and there's no way that we're going to be able to do proper science with it in this state. Also, something to note is the fact that up here at the top left, it has limited probe control. It's not connected in any way back to Kerbin. It has no data, and there's no signal source. So, basically, when we landed, I noticed that I had no input controls at all for this rover, which is disappointing to say the least, but also kind of raises another issue that we could try to overcome today, right? So essentially, we not only need to get this guy righted and get him, you know, kind of rolling around on the surface, but we also need to get him some kind of control, because he's not even talking back to Earth in this case. It would be Kerbin. So that's going to be our primary concern for today. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back here to the Space Center. And I think what we need to do is kind of launch some satellites. I think that's going to be our primary objective. We want to launch some satellites, get a connection back to Kerbin, make sure that they have as much power and solar as they need. I am going to make them solar powered. I don't think I'm going to put the radioisotopes on the satellites like we had on the probe. But yeah, I think we're going to need to start out with a, let's see, remote guidance unit. This will probably be a good starting point. Because again, these probes are not going to have people on board. They're basically just going to be a satellite relay network in space to communicate back to Earth from Mars, which we don't have right now. So, also there's some interesting new bits and bobs in here that I have not seen before, like the Moho transfer module. I haven't seen that. I don't know what this is. A few things. There's a few things in here. I'm not sure what they do or what they're for. But yeah, so we've got our core control here. More importantly than that, we're going to want to put as many antennas on this thing as possible. So I'm thinking of putting a big one here. Let's see. There might be an easier way to do this. Let's see. I'm not going to need to put any fuel on board. Well, I might put a little fuel on board. I'll take that back. I might put a little fuel on board just so we can put it into whatever orbit we need it to be in. So, what fuel tank would fit this? That's too small. So maybe something like this? No. I see we have adapters. Nah, but that's going way too big. Let's organize by size. How's that? That'll work. So let's do this. Nope. Let's see. One of these? But I don't want one that's huge. Like, this is going to be way too long. So I need one about that size, but I need it to be smaller. These? That's what I already had, though. Huh. Is there not kind of like a mid-size to this one? Is that the only one? Nah, it's too small too. Well, this is interesting. Oh yeah, there we go. So there's an RCS tank. So then this one, yeah, that's what we wanted. Okay, so that'll work. So something like that. Then maybe an adapter in between. And this is kind of going to be, it's not only going to be a fuel tank, but it's also going to kind of be a way to keep the entire thing together, right? This is kind of going to be the core module for us. So let's see. That's where we're going to house like all of our batteries and kind of different stuff like that. We could also use a storage container part as well. Do we have 2 grabbing units now? This is crazy. Wow, this game has changed a lot. They've added a lot. Engine blade. What's that? Oh my. I'm learning all kinds of new things. There's all kinds of different odd and end things that I'd never seen before. So let's give it a shot. So let's do this. Okay, we're gonna need either 1 booster or a bunch of boosters. I'm thinking something little like this, maybe like a Terrier engine, or I don't think this arrow spike is gonna be good, because we want something that's gonna burn for a long time. Well, that's interesting, and it's a solid fuel booster too. That's so weird. I'm also looking for something that could go maybe radial. Like these aren't the worst thing in the world, you know. And then just add 4 of these. Yeah, I still play Skyblock. Let's see. Kind of looking for an adapter here. Cargo? Ooh. Oh. This is interesting. EVA jetpack, cargo storage unit. Container on it? No. Nah, that's not gonna be good. Okay. Let's... I mean, if we're going all the way out there, we might as well do a little bit of science too, because we're gonna be able to relay it back anyway. But more important than that, I need some kind of adapter, kind of like that, but just a little bit smaller, I think. Or, well, actually, sorry, a little bit bigger. I don't want to keep using fuel tanks, though. It's kind of overkill for using so many fuel tanks. I thought that they had something in here for that, but I'm not seeing it. Huh. Yeah, I thought they definitely had something for this. Is it in here? Oh yeah, it's one of these. No, a little bigger. Just a little bigger. They've moved some things around. They've changed some things, so they look totally different now. It's kind of hard to. I mean, that's not terrible, you know. I just kind of want it to look more like a satellite, that's all. That's looking a little bit better. Okay. Maybe slide these over to the right just a little bit, or to the left. Yeah, see, that way we can attach a booster to it if we need to. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking something like that, and then I'm thinking maybe bring back that Terrier engine right there. Wouldn't be bad. Then we actually wouldn't even need these. Yeah, that's starting to look like a proper satellite to me. What do you guys think? I think this looks like a pretty sick little satellite. We could do that, then we could have like a couple of these maybe around the outside, like this maybe. They wouldn't be exactly like this though. They'd be kind of like, oh, my engineer redux is in the way. Maybe something like this, where if you take it and just whoop, and maybe recess a little bit, so maybe come out and down like that. What do you guys think? That look pretty cool or dumb? Is that dumb? I think that looks pretty dumb. And they weren't even in the right spot. Yeah, but maybe something like this, but then with the tilt. What do you guys think? And then down a little bit. Oops. Up a little bit. I don't know. That look dumb? That might be dumb. That might be overkill. That might be overkill. Okay. Let's try and ditch these. But there are other antennas that I'm gonna put on here. So we could put like 2 of these. So 2 of these are gonna go on. And the way these will pop out is they kind of look like this. That's not bad. That's okay. I'll leave those. Those are good. So we'll do 2 of those. We'll do a couple of these. I think. Yeah. Or maybe rotate them like this. Oh, that's not good. Maybe one of those. One of these on this side. Again, the whole point is to just make sure that it has as much, basically the greatest potential to send back any data that it needs to. Oops. Let's put that back. Let's put this here, and there we go. We got 2 of them on either side. And then I also want kind of one of these, but the problem is these pop out as well, but I also want to put solar panels on it as well. So you got to be really careful about where the solar panels are going to go because of this exact reason. I'm thinking, double dip in your cheese. Whoa. Pretty intense. Okay, so I think that should be okay. And then what if we did, well, we could do vertical solar panels, and I think that would be even better. So that way they don't bump the antennas. I think that would be okay. I think that would work. Oops. Retract. Why are you done? What? What? What are you doing? I said retract. Why are you being glitchy? What is happening? Okay, fine. Let's put a couple of these. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think we'll put them there. Okay, that's fine. And then we got a couple of these too. These things are pretty cool. If you put them maybe like up here, they're kind of weird because they'll extend out like that. So you kind of have to be careful again where you put them. But they might be able to go down. They might be able to go down like this and they extend. We can move them up just a little bit. Right there. Yeah, so they don't bump the nozzle. And then you obviously wouldn't be sending this data while your nozzle's on, of course. But yeah, and then we basically just load up the entire rest of the thing with batteries. So I'm thinking that we could do kind of an under battery here. Oops. One of these, because these are huge. And we'll run a lot of data. And then we could have... I was thinking of the Gigantor solar arrays, but now I'm not so sure. Because these things are wild, right? So if I do that, yeah, it kind of barely touches, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. But yeah, when you extend them out, I mean, these things are huge, right? They're kind of exactly what you would imagine a solar panel to be. It's interesting because they are backwards, but at the same time you kind of want them to be because who knows which way the sun is going to be, and they also do rotate too. So, but yeah, I really like these solar panels a lot. So I'm thinking we do this, and I think this will be our satellite done. Because again, like I said, it's just supposed to kind of be a network to connect. Let me see. let's call it network antenna. Antenna? How do I spell antenna? Antenna. Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking this could be our first network antenna, and basically we just launch an entire network of these things all over the place, right? So this thing has 600 meters per second of delta V, but that should do us plenty for what it does and where it's going. And then you can put an entire understage or lower stage below this that will do more than enough work. So let's go with, like, let's say a large decoupler. Do we want to put lights on it as well? I don't know if it needs lights. I mean, in reality, it's an antenna. It can float around in the dark, and it gets everything done that it needs to do. I don't know if we wanted to do science off of it. I mean, it may not be the worst idea in the world. And another thing is, I don't know if we would ever retrieve this, right? If we would ever knock it back out of orbit. So would it be worth it to put parachutes on it? Maybe not. But just in case, you never know, you know, we might come up with a crazy idea in the future that we would want to get rid of it. So let's just throw 2 on just in case. And if we never need them, we never need them. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Let's see. That should be it. Like I said, we're not taking any... a camera could be pretty cool. Let's do a couple cameras as well. We could put them like right here. That'd be pretty cool. That way you get a couple shots, you know. Take a couple cameras. Not the worst thing. Okay. So let's grab those decouplers like we were saying before. We're probably gonna go with not that big, but something larger, I would say. Or we could go super crazy, go with a docking port. Don't think I want to do that though. Maybe one of these. Hey, that's not too bad, right? That's not terrible. And then we could go with a fairing, right? So, oops, too big. Something about this. No, that's right there. Something about this size would be good. Let me just put a fairing up here around it. Oops. Is that at an angle? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Hold on. Let's try this. Let's go here and up and up and to a point at the antenna. There we go. That way we don't break off any valuable antenna real estate there. So there we go. So we got a fairing around our payload, so that way it'll be safe on our exit of Kerbin. Oops. I forget you always have to grab the core. So there we go. So there's our little satellite in there. I should say a huge satellite. It's not very little at all, actually. We've got our fairing, and now we just have to build our rocket to take it up to space. So let's grab a couple of those maybe, or some of these. How big are these? Yeah, that'll work. Are there any longer? Hey! That's weird. These are like the same design, but that one's actually smaller. I actually want that one, because that actually matches our rocket. Not that one. That actually matches our rocket even better. Well, it's actually still a little smaller, isn't it? Super weird, but this one's too big. Super, super weird that like it was kind of just that right in between size, but that's okay. We can just do something like this. That actually might be enough too. Hold on, let's see what kind of rocket engine we could use. Is that a cheetah size? No, bigger. Skipper? Yeah, skipper size is pretty good. But I want to go with a little extra oomph, you know, a little extra push to get it out to of the atmosphere. So I don't think the Poodle's gonna do it. The Poodle, okay, so the Poodle's actually really good about kind of like that, like upper stage ish Oh, that was the other thing too. So do we want? Here's the thing. We're actually not going to have. We're not going to have RCS. We're actually going to use reaction control wheels, and that'll be how we can maneuver this thing in space. So that was something that I absolutely wanted on board. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to take this, and we could actually recess this down possibly over our core, so maybe there at the battery, and recess the battery down into the core, kind of like that a little bit, just so it's, you know, it's not too terribly long. Okay, I think we may actually want to go with a poodle stage as kind of like a kind of final ascent, maybe, if I could, if that's the best way to describe it, because it's 250 kilometers or kilonewtons in orbit, and then we could just go again with another one of these to cover over it, but then you basically just ditch this. Let's see. It's the fairing. Okay, we're kind of gonna go with our start working on our staging here. Okay, so this has got to separate. The fairing would come off here, I think. Let's just double check. Okay, so we've got the parachute. We've got the interior engine underneath the fairing, right? And then we have the decoupler, but the decoupler has to come off. The fairing has to come off before the decoupler can come off. So it would have to go here. So go fairing, then decoupler, then that, okay. And then this would go here for the poodle engine. Yeah, so far so good. Okay. So this specific satellite, right, it's gonna go in high Earth orbit. Okay. So basically right on the edge of like where the Earth and the moon and like everything are. We're gonna go further out than the moon, right? To kind of describe what this is gonna do. I'm not exactly sure how much delta V I'm gonna need for that maneuver though, to be honest with you. So I'll have to look into that, I think. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, I'll actually look up the what the delta V is for it. And then we'll know what we need to get where. According to this chart, it should be 3,400? No, it's got to be more than that. This says 1,115 to get into geostationary orbit around Kerbin. Let's see. Give me just 1 second, guys. I'm gonna keep checking out this chart here real quick. Okay, now that I got that figured out, so yeah, I think it's going to take us, it's weird, it said, like, it says 3,400, but I think it's supposed to be the descent stage, whereas I think it's 11:15 for the ascent stage. Unless it's... Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I think it's 3,400 to ascend and 1,115 to get into orbit, which is a total of 4,515. That's what it is. So we need 4,515 or more delta V to get into orbit around Kerbin. But we're going to need even more than that to get into a high orbit around Kerbin. So far, so good, but we only have 1738, according to this, I think. Which doesn't even really look right, because this says 571, this says 447, but I think it's actually including the rotation as well. Or lack of gravity, I should say, once we get higher up. I don't know. But, okay, let's continue on, shall we? So let's build out the rest of our rocket here. Okay, and then we're going to put a... I think the skipper should do more than enough to get us up there. It's got 568 kilonewtons of thrust at sea level, and 650 in a vacuum, so that should do more than enough work for us, I think. So the only thing after that is basically just boosters. So we're going to need like side boosters. So let's do 2 of these. And then the funny thing is we actually could use this as a side booster. So essentially utilizing the the idea of a oh gosh, what was that spaceship? The Falcon Heavy, where you just strap 2 Falcon 9 boosters on the sides of the original. Problem is, it's always weird because where you have to click them in, it's here instead of in the middle of the actual booster itself. So maybe the best way to do this would be this, and then these. And then you just stack a couple of these on top if they're oriented correctly. There's never an easy way to do this. Come on. How do I... Okay, hold on. We'll just do this. It'll be so much easier. Let's just grab a couple more of these. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And then we'll just take this and slide it down. Slide down. There we go. Whoa. No. Okay, so we're actually going to grab the whole... We'll grab the whole thing, and then we can place it. So, essentially, you could just do this, find your right point, and then just click. And now you've got boosters. And there you go. So, we're probably going to want to do a couple of things with these. Number 1, we're going to want to draw fuel from them. Number 2, they may not even need to be this tall if they're only going to be side boosters. So, draw fuel out of them through fuel lines. We'll need to ensure that we have nose cones for them as well. There we go. Sometimes I like to actually design my own nose cone, though, instead of having those. Well, actually, I mean, we could just use this one and then put parachutes on the side. That would work, too. So, we're going to need parachutes. I decided we're actually not going to do any science in space, too, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I think we would be far and above over-engineering this this spacecraft if we were to do science and try to be a relay. So I think we're going to omit that this time around. So let's do... Let's see... tail fins or standard canards. I like these, the Delta Deluxe winglets. I think these are great. Oops, that's 6. I want 4. That way we have some semblance of symmetry. There we go. That kind of looks like a rocket. So far, so good. Okay. So now the only things are we've got the Delta V. We need to do the staging again, because our staging always gets messed up. So let's put this here. Let's have these 2 boosters and this booster go at the same time. Okay, so we're going to launch all 3 at the same time. But as these drain first, this will leave this center full. So then these will drop away and the center will have complete fuel as well. So these will drain at 3 times the rate, and then this will drain at 1 times the rate once these are gone. Everybody following so far? It's only rocket science. Okay, so we've got this one. We can omit that. So it's all 3. Then they run out of fuel. Then they separate. Then the center will separate and leave the poodle. So the poodle engine will run. Then the shroud will come off. Or the fairing will come off. Then we separate from the poodle. The poodle falls away. And we are left with our Terrier engine. And then, of course, 2 parachutes. But that's if we ever bring this thing home. And that should be everything. Remember, guys, as soon as we launch, that's it. There's no turning back. We're stuck. So, one other thing I may do to make sure that the separation is clean for these boosters, because they are very, very heavy, and we should be tilting over at about that time. How much Delta V do we have on board? My goodness. I think is that 8,000? That's not 8,000. There's no way we have 8,000 meters per second of Delta V. If it is, great. We definitely over-engineered it. But yeah, let's see. Oh gosh, whoops. Go back. Yeah, I'm only thinking that we may need to have a way to separate these, because I don't think the ejection force on these is going to be enough to throw these far away from our ship. So I think we're going to want the tiny little separatrons here to help us separate from these ships. So let's see, make sure that these are pointed the right way. Okay, and then we'll do another one over here. There we go, very nice. And a couple down here as well. And you always want to make sure that the little booster is pointing towards the center of the rocket, not away. Oh, how did I miss that one? Wait, what? Oh, wait. How did it not? Hold on. Okay. What if we do that? There it is. That looks better. Okay. So again, now we're going to just put the separatrons in the same separation as these. And this will go directly over our first stage. So there we go. We got 7 stages. And that'll be perfect. So those will basically fire up at the exact same time as the radial decouplers will decouple this. And we should see those fall away. Final thing, of course, because we want to be responsible custodians of our planet, we will want to put parachutes on these so that way they can be collected for later use. So there we go. So we'll have a couple of these. There we go. They don't have to be perfect. Just slap them on there somewhere. Proceeds to make them perfect. Okay. And then those, yes, have proper staging in their section as well. So there we go. A lot of work for all that, but hey, it'll be nice. It'll work. Okay. I think we're ready to go out onto the pad. So with that, let's go ahead and I don't know. Do you guys think we should put it on clamps? Should it be on clamps? I think it should be on clamps, right? I always think it's weird that KSP ships always are on the actual bell nozzle here. So we may put it on clamps as well. So let's go ahead and do that. And then that'll be the last thing. Let's see, where are the clamps? They should be in here. Yep. These big launch clamps. These things are sick. I always like these. And we'll put them on the center stage, and we'll only do like 2, I think. Yeah, I like that. That looks sick. That looks rocket-like. That'll be cool. That'll be very cool. You don't want to put them too high up on the mast, because then they end up crashing into the body on its way off. So just to keep it stable and steady, that'll be cool. And then you actually can, right before you launch, if you lower this down, you'll be able to make it kind of exactly where you want it to be the height of. So we could do this, and then you grab the center of this, and you can pull it on down. And then that'll be essentially how high your rocket is off the pad, just like that. And there you go. So let's go ahead and get this network antenna started, shall we? 40 minutes into the stream, we'll just get started. Oh, whoa, that's a lot of wiggle. Okay. Yep. Remember, guys, make sure to strut your stuff. Well, literally and figuratively. But right off the bat, that was a lot of booster wiggle. We do not want that. So let's go ahead. We'll apply some struts here. And that'll be just fine. That's fine. Because the struts separate, too, when you separate. So we can put a strut right there. Oops. Well, actually, click it and duplicate. There we go. Perfect. I'll actually have it go straight across. That'll look pretty sharp. Yeah, something like that will look good. Then we'll do one over here. Always, always, always secure your boosters. These things like to move around a lot. There we go. Looks good. Hide right in here behind the fin. So we'll still have reaction controls. Beautiful. Right there. So that's pretty even. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty symmetrical. And, above all else, no more wiggle. That just helps everybody. Check this out. Now we got a sturdy rocket. Look at that. Ho, 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 ho. Not bad. Not bad, guys. Not bad at all. And, as you can see up at the top left, more importantly, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know that you could warp to sunrise. That's super cool. More importantly than anything else, we are full probe control. Kerbin KSC, the signal strength is 100%. We can transmit science if science were to pass through us, which is exactly why we didn't need science on board, but any science that gets collected on another planet can be transferred through this antenna, so that's really good. And direct connection to the Space Center, which is beautiful. So, with that, we are going to basically be giving this same exact thing to our little probe. I'm hoping we're only going to need to launch one, but if we need to launch more, we can launch more. So here we go. Launching in 3, 2, 1, lift off. There we go. We are off the pad. Goodbye, launch clamps. Up into the air. Very stable so far. Looking good. All systems are a go. Not bad. Goodbye, Space Center. We will see you never. Alright, so we are currently coming up on 2,000 meters. There we go. Currently traveling at over almost 200 meters per second. We're going to start our gravity turn here. Nice and easy. We also got those vectoring engines down there, which is very helpful for our cause to help lean over, as well as the fins. Just light little taps here of the engines to kind of get it to turn over. You don't need it to turn over violently. These engines do have a case of overcorrecting because of the gimbal limit. So you just kind of tap it into place there, and your ship will be just fine. So there we go, leaning on into that gravity turn, and we're about to dump our boosters here in a second. Here they go. And the boosters flamed out, separate, we go, goodbye, boosters. Alright, we head on up out of the planet. Let's double check what our apoaps is here. Not bad, 44,000. We're going to continue on up in our ascent. We're pitched over to 90 degrees, but we could even pitch further if we wanted to. That's not bad. And that'll help kind of circularize our orbit as we head on up. We're at 56,000 meters. The Kármán line in Kerbal Space Program is at 70,000 meters. So we are going to head past that upwards to 80,000 meters. And once we end up in space, we will have no problem at all getting out to our destination. And that helps out a lot. Very cool. Alright. And we should have no problem circularizing either, because we're almost completely horizontal at this point. As we continue to push our apoaps even higher, increasing our speed all the while through the atmosphere. Here we go. 78, 79, and main engine cutoff. There we go, 80,000 meters. We'll go ahead and set up a maneuver node here to get us circularized and get us into a stable orbit. Okay, draw it out until, whoop, they flip. There we go, 81,000 and 79,000, almost 80,000, so that'll be perfect. Oops, I did not mean to get rid of that maneuver node. My fault. It's all good. We'll just do it again. There we go. Okay, and we'll try to get it as even as we can here. There we go. Perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's more the maneuver itself rather than the node that matters. So let's go ahead and do this, and then we actually could ditch the fairing here, and I think we will because it's added weight that we don't need. So let's go ahead and ditch that fairing. Goodbye, fairing. Very cool. All right, a couple of those. Actually, all of these pieces will end up falling back to Earth, which is exactly what you want. You don't want to put debris in space if you don't need to. Very, very cool. Okay. We will be making our maneuver in basically right about now. There we go. So this should give us a almost perfect circular orbit as we boost our way across. We're pretty much right at the apoaps now. And so boosting at the apoaps is going to give you the best performance of getting a sturdy periaps, which is the opposite side of the planet. And that will allow you to have a stable orbit, which is exactly what we want to start with. We want to start with a circularized orbit, and then we can always push out from there into a highly eccentric orbit, which is like a really, really big, really wide circle around the planet. My only concern is it looks like that engine is not going to run out before we get all the way out there. So we definitely did over-engineer this just a little bit, but that's okay. So let's make sure that we're... There we go. Perfect. So we got 73 and 117. Not the best, but that's because I cut it a little bit early, I think. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter because, again, we are actually wanting to go for a highly eccentric orbit. So in Kerbal Space Program, we have the Mun, or the Moon, which is exactly like in real life. And then over here, we also have Minimus, which is a secondary moon. And then beyond that, we actually have leaving the sphere of influence of Kerbin. And I don't think we want to do that just yet. I'm going to try to put this satellite in a highly eccentric orbit around Kerbin. And maybe that should be enough to get our little probe on Mars moving, but if it's not, we will launch another one and probably send it to Mars. Use it as a way to maneuver, which is actually not the bad thing, because here's the thing, we actually have a lot of fuel. So all that extra fuel could definitely be spent putting a satellite around Mars. That's not a big deal at all. So let's go ahead and warp over here to our periaps. And we'll want to maintain staying prograde, which is basically pointing towards, basically along the trajectory that we're heading, right? And there we go. We are there. So let's go ahead and throttle up. Perfect. Now we're burning at the periaps, which is the closest point to the planet, and accentuating or extending out our apoaps. So now it's creating an ellipse instead of a circle. And we're going to push this all the way out to the edge of the of Kerbin, basically. So an interesting thing here, if we actually wanted to get rid of some space garbage, we just ran out of fuel on this main engine. So something we could do is actually go around to the apoaps and Well, unfortunately, it would still stay in. I should have saved some of the fuel, and then I could have turned around backwards and actually got this to dip into the atmosphere. But unfortunately, I think this is going to have to remain space garbage. Oof, that's sad. But that's okay. So let's go ahead and throttle this one up and continue pushing out our apoaps. There we go. So far, so good. This is a heavy payload. Alright, so we're going to extend this all the way out as far as it'll go just before it breaks out of kerbin. So we'll see if we can get this to a point. We may see it break, and then we'll have to turn around and kind of like pull it back in, basically. So let's see. We'll try to get it out. It's about, 60 million meters away from kerbin. So let's see. I'm going to push it right up until the point that it breaks out. But I like I said, I do not, there it goes. I do not want to leave kerbin. That's the whole point, right? Is to make sure that we don't leave kerbin. So let's go ahead and bring that back in. There we go. So about 82 million meters. I'm okay with 80. Let's go ahead and put it like right at about 80. And that's going to be kind of what we're aiming for when we get all the way out here. So let's go ahead and warp. And there we go. So if we look back at our planet, there it is. And like I said, this is kind of going to be, 13 days away. We are going very, very far from kerbin. But that's kind of the idea, is that we want to stay in range of kerbin, but we want to go far enough out that we can, oh no. Are we out of electric charge? Uh-oh. Hold on. Can I still open these? Oh, no. Can I throttle up? Oh, no. Oh, I should have put the solar panels out. Ah, bummer. All right, I got to put the solar panels out. Ah, that's the worst. That's the worst. Yep, they're retracted, and I didn't put them out. Oh. Yep. That'll do it. Okay. Well. Oh, no. All right. Let's revert the launch. Ugh, gross. Can you guys tell that I haven't played this in a while? All right. Let's do this again. We got this. No worries. I believe in us. It's not that bad. It's not even that much time lost either. I mean, how long was that? That was maybe less than 10 minutes. We could do it again, and this time we'll do it even better because we won't forget to put the solar panels out before we time warp. And that's really what kind of kills us. Is it's not that we forgot. It's that because when you time warp, it like we would have noticed if we had waited that the electricity was going down. But if you time warp, it goes away instantly, and that's kind of the kicker. Alright, here we go. Speeding up. Like I said, we did an early gravity turn, which is not bad. As we push our way through the thicker part of the atmosphere to get up to the thinner part. Alright, burning on through. Getting ready to remove those boosters. Here they go. In 3, 2, 1. Sup. Continue on just as the rocket by itself. We'll also take a look at our apoaps. Kind of in a weird little curve here this time. I kind of want to get that corrected so that we're basically as equatorial as possible. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's looking better. Okay, there we go. Control it back into place. Nice. Okay, got 60,000 meters. Again, going to continue with our gravity turn here. Very good. Picking up speed the whole time as we go. I'm going to go up to 80,000 meters. That's kind of the safe zone of being above, basically being in orbit. There we go, 80,000 meters. Set up our maneuver node on the line. We'll extend that out. Okay. And flip. Flip. There it goes. Okay. Not bad. Oop, there we go. Alright, that should be pretty even. Cool. And we have I believe that's a 1 minute burn. And so we will burn at the 30-second mark when it says node in T minus 1 minute. We're going to burn at node in T minus 30 seconds. So we got about 30 seconds until we have to burn. So that's not too bad. So before we burn, let's go ahead and, like I did before, we'll move this down the line. And we'll go ahead and remove that. Again, those pieces that even fly off out here, don't worry, eventually they're actually going to make their way back down to the planet as well. So here we go in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to light up that engine and continue our burn to remain in orbit. And as soon as I cut off in orbit this time, what I'm going to do is go ahead and take out those solar panels and make sure that they're extended. And we can do that because it won't. It shouldn't. Actually, the funny thing is, as we continue to burn, it shouldn't affect the spacecraft at all. It was just that time acceleration. Because every time we burn, the engines have a generator in them, so it charges the batteries. But as soon as you turn off the engines and just kind of float through space, that's where the batteries slowly decay, or in this case, rapidly decay because of time acceleration. So that's what ended up happening before. Okay, we'll go ahead and circularize, and there we go. Very nice. Let's see what that looks like. How did that one do? Let's see, 81 and 72. Not bad. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and warp around here. Gonna keep an eye on those batteries. All right. I dropped a little bit, but not bad. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go here. And again, we're going to burn, hopefully right at the apoapsis line here. It's gonna turn into the periapsis. There it goes. And we're gonna extend our apoapsis all the way out. And this time, if we want to, we could try to go out to the apoapsis before this engine runs out and try to get it to return back to Kerbin. So let's see if we can do that. So let's take about 50 meters per second there. Let's go back to our spacecraft and extend these solar panels because we're going to be coasting for a minute. So we want to make sure that we have those panels extended so we don't run into the same issue twice. There we go. Let's see if the other one turns around. Looks like it's going to. Very cool. And we can start absorbing some power. Very cool. So we already got some energy flow there. Sun exposure is almost 100%. There it is, 100%. So perfect. Our batteries will do just fine this time. So let's go around to the apoapsis one time. And now you'll notice that the batteries don't move at all because the solar panels will remain straight in line with them. So they will not miss any juice at all. Unless we go to the dark side of the planet. But if we go to the dark side of the planet, it's no big deal because, yes, they lose a little bit of charge, but we have enough charge on board that we can handle anything like that. So no big deal. So let's go ahead and turn retrograde here because this time we're actually going to dip our periapsis back into Kerbin in order to ditch this engine. Let's try it. And there we go. Dips right back down into the atmosphere. So now this engine will return back to Kerbin. let's see. Yeah, got about 20 meters per second there. That'll be perfect. That'll take it all the way down to the ground. Yep, and there it goes. Goes all the way down to the ground. Perfect. Not bad. So, we would remain on this collision course as well if we were to do it, but the good news is we're not going to. We're going to get rid of that and fire up the next engine, which is the Poodle. There it goes. So that and the skirt, this and the skirt, are going to crash back into Kerbin, but the good news is we're going to turn around and we're going to maneuver away from it just slightly because, you know, you don't want to hit it. But, yeah, something kind of like this so we don't hit it. And rotate a little bit. Again, so we don't run into it. There we go. That'll be good. Then we can point directly, prograde, and throttle up. And there we go. So you'll see that we go right past that. And then if we look at Kerbin, we're almost back out into space, which is perfect. Because again, both sides of this are going to get fully extended anyway, but I just want to keep it out in space. So there we go. So the closest part to Kerbin is back out in space, even though that booster is now on a collision course. That booster right over there is now on a collision course back to Kerbin, which is exactly what we want. So we can go back to the periapsis, warp here, and you'll see, yes, the batteries are draining just a little bit, but as soon as, yep, there it goes. As soon as we cross back into line of sight with the sun, we can recharge our batteries, and our batteries will remain at max charge. Perfect. Very cool. So, as we near the planet again, there we go. Our ship is going to turn around. There it is. And full speed ahead. And we're going to continue to extend this on out. So a little bit different than what we did before, but still kind of the same idea. We just did a couple things different to make our trip even cleaner for the environment, for one, and safer for our probe, which we didn't do last time. So perfect. All right, and again, now I know what the number is, so we're gonna extend it out to about 80. Whoa, too far. All right, but we can turn around very fast now because we're only rocking the Poodle engine. So let's go ahead and bring that back in. Again, this Poodle engine's all about trimming it out, getting it exactly where we want it to be. So I can go for about there. Yep, 80 million. Cool. And then as soon as we get back out there, we'll extend it again. And again, keeping our solar panels out, so we got a full charge. Take the 13-day trip out this time. And as you can see, we are maintaining that that connection, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. And it's cool that it even shows you where it's connecting to on the planet. So sometimes it'll connect directly to the Space Center. Sometimes it'll connect to other places on the planet to then connect to the Space Center, kind of like how the real world is. So we'll go ahead and warp up here. Got 2 more days of travel to go. Very cool. And that's almost to the apoapsis. I'm pretty good with it. Actually, it's about 15 more minutes, so we can even go even further. So that way we don't pass it. And this kind of gives us just the most efficient burn. So let's go ahead and burn it. Oh, looks like we got an intercept there with one of, I think it's, Minmus. We got a Minmus intercept. So we don't want to do that. We definitely don't want to intercept any of our moons. We actually want to go out past our moons. So, and again, 80 is going to kind of be our number here. And again, we got all those intercepts with the moons, but now we'll never intercept the moons since we're so far out. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, I'm going to keep chasing this apoapsis here so I make sure that I have the absolute best orbit that I can. There we go, as we creep our way up, closer and closer and closer. Very cool. Again, gonna go creep up to the apoapsis. And this just makes sure that our orbit is as circular as possible. All right, there we go. Time warp complete. And right about there. Perfect. I'm more than happy with that. That will be plenty fine for me. That's 80 and 80 million. So, interestingly enough, we have plenty of fuel in this stage and a secondary stage with thousands of meters per second. So, this is 2,300 right here and 1,100 right here. So, more than enough, I would say, to get us to Mars. Which it's looking like if we now point back in, so I think it should be radial in, points us directly back at Kerbin. We do have a solid connection here. However, I'm not sure that we have a solid connection from Duna. I have no idea. I have to double check. But it looks like, according to the map, that we have a really strong connection there. And so that'll be perfect. Now, I don't know how exactly I need to get something out to Duna. Well, I know how to get out to Duna, but I'm just kind of surprised that I don't see... Yeah, looks like we still don't have any contact from Duna whatsoever. So, that's not good. And also trying to wait for the phase angle in which to reach Duna. I mean, it could be years from now. But the good news is we've got one relay out there, and again, it's got its solar panels out, so it should have plenty of batteries. Yeah, I would say we should be just fine. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, I'm thinking it didn't get it, unfortunately. I was really hoping that it would. Let's see. Switch to the Perseverance probe. This may be space junk, by the way. Just so you know. Yeah. But it's all good. I can switch to... There it is. Alright, so let's see. Still no signal. Still no data. Not connected. Limited probe controls. So... I'm not even sure what probe control I'm even allowed to do. It looks like I can... Yeah, I can still do some stuff, so I can still extend and retract that. But I cannot control the wheels. There's no wheel control. So I think what we're going to have to do is go back to the Space Center. We're going to have to launch another one. And then let's try and go into maybe like a Sol orbit, which is basically just kind of like our Kerbin orbit, but like it just goes around the sun. And maybe that could be a relay enough for us. And if not, then we will definitely put one at Kerbin or Duna. Let's see. Hello, I'm good. How are you? So yeah, let's load up our rocket here and launch it. That's good to hear. We're currently trying to save our probe. Or not probe. We're trying to save our rover. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm trying to set up a relay network over basically at this point all around the solar system to be able to communicate with our rover. It tipped over and we can't communicate with it from Kerbin or Earth, so we're setting up a relay network in order to make contact with it. So fingers crossed that we're successful. Yeah, we just got one that's we just finished getting one to 80 million meters over Kerbin, but it looks like it's going to be enough for basically the entire Kerbin network, but it may not be enough from Mars. So we're gonna have to send something else out at least a little bit closer to Mars, or actually to Mars, in order to try to make it happen. So we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed, man. All right, here we go. We should have a stage separation coming up here in a couple seconds. In 3, 2, 1. So we separate that stage out. Good to go. And then we'll keep heading on up. Cool, cool. All right, so Apple Apps is 32. You're working on a satellite in FSS or SFS? What is that? What's SFS? Spaceflight Simulator? Oh, right on, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude, I love that game. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing here. Just trying to get a network going. Again, really strong connection back to the Space Center from here. But we'll see how it does when it gets out around the sun, essentially. All right, there we go. We'll go ahead and lean over here. And let's go ahead and start setting up our maneuver node to get around the planet all the way out. There we go. Nice. Whoa. Nice. And close enough. Okay. So there we go. So what's that going to be? 1 minute and 5 seconds. So essentially it's going to be 32 seconds, like a 32-second burn, roughly. Or basically at 32 seconds is when we're going to burn. It's actually going to be a burn for 1 minute and 5 seconds. But yeah, the burn time should be at T-minus 32 seconds. So we've got some time to cruise, which is good because I want to get rid of the fairing again, like I said earlier. So there we go. So we'll go ahead and ditch the fairing. Looks pretty good. This is our satellite. We built it. It's got solar panels and all kinds of fun stuff on it. All right, here we go. Gonna burn in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Woo! So here we go. Gonna burn for our. I can see all the little pieces of scrap from the fairing. But yeah, so we're gonna burn until we get into a stationary orbit, and then this time we're actually going to leave Kerbin and see if that doesn't help. And I might even try to put it on a course for Duna if I can help it. We'll kind of see how that works. Again, with the first one, I knew what I wanted to do. With this one, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. All I know is that I got to put it somewhere between here and Duna to try to get some kind of connector. I don't know if, I don't think this one's going to be able to be the one to go to Duna, because I think I should set up the transfer window first. So this one may just stay out in orbit around the sun, and then I'll wait for a transfer window and then send one to Duna. So we can make contact with our little rover. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the night side. I think it's the night side here, which will put us out into... Yeah, that's pretty good. And is that the one? Yeah, that's the one that goes out into the system instead of closer to the system. So if I were to set this as a target, what would happen? Let's see. Are they very far away from each other? It kind of looks like it. Ooh, but they could... Oh, but they could make contact. Ooh, hold on. Could they make contact? I mean, it might take a while, but they might be able to make contact. I would be very happy if that happened. What? Okay, what? Ooh, hold on. I'm wondering, yeah, like right about there. What is that? Is that? Oh, that's it. We got it. There it is. Oh my goodness. We'll actually make contact from Kerbin. I mean, it's going to take a while. It's going to take almost a year, I think. But, like, that's contact right there. Whoa! All right. Well, hey, we might be able to get this one out to Duna on the first go-around. That's not bad. Well, I will take that. Okay. Very cool. All right, so when are we doing this burn then? So the burn time is 1 minute, 23 seconds. This is going to take some precision movements, though. Holy cow. Okay, so, yeah, so it's 1 minute and 23 seconds, basically 22 seconds. So we're going to need to do 30 seconds. It's going to be 41 seconds, I think, if I did my math correctly. Basically, 42 seconds. So yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a 42-second burn. And we got about 10 minutes until we have to make it, so that's not bad. We could even time accelerate over to it, I think. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's go ahead and warp to the next maneuver. And we'll have to do it. We'll have to... Oh, no, did I forget to do the... Oh, thank goodness. Oh, okay. We have to take out our solar panels. I was so scared for a second. Oh, I did not want that to go wrong. Yep, extend those solar panels. There we go. Nice. Very nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're gonna... Okay, so it's gonna be 42 seconds. T minus 42 seconds when we do the burn. And we may have to transfer... In fact, we will have to transfer engines about halfway through there, but that'll be okay. So here we go. In 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I did a little premature because I realized my counting was off just by like 2 seconds. So there we go. All right, let's get this slingshot around Kerbin, and we'll head out to Mars. I can't believe we're gonna get an intercept with Mars on the first, on like the first burn. That's wild. Oh yeah, it is extremely hard to dock in SFS. All right, so there goes that engine. We're gonna burn the Poodle engine now to continue out to Mars. And then we'll use both this and the Terrier engine to probably slow us down and get us into an eccentric orbit. Oh yeah, it's borderline impossible to dock in SFS. Yeah, it's really hard. I would say Kerbal Space Program's significantly easier, to be honest with you. All right, and that looks like we have left Kerbin. Yep. So we've left Kerbin. Now we're on our way out to Mars. Or Duna, in this case. And it's going to take a little bit of control to get it, but I think we'll have it. All right, here we go. Down to the last second. There we go. Perfect. All right, now we are on our course for Mars. However, we do need to double check and make sure that we are actually going to hit it because, as you can see, currently, we are not. It's going to take a little bit of extra power there, right there. Oop. Got to go back. It is tricky. There's very, very small room for error here. So let's try it. There we go. A little tap of the engine there. Perfect. All right. And now, let's go to Mars. 1 year, 93 days. Woo-hoo-hoo! That is a long trip. That's going to be a very long trip. But we got full batteries, so I'm happy about that. Full batteries, full tank of gas, and look at that. We actually have a connection back to Kerbin. This is excellent news. This is really good news because if we can maintain that connection, we will be able to revive our rover. And we are very far away too. I mean, this is no small distance. Yeah, look at the signal strength. Holy cow. I mean, not bad for across the entire solar system. That's for sure. All right, so where's Duna? It's over there. So let's see. It should be coming into contact with us. I mean, we are shooting across the entire solar system here. Holy cow. Look at this line. That's what you call a really good antenna. And hey, if it can keep us connected, I mean, yeah, we're really far away, but not always. I mean, you know, sometimes Kerbin and Duna, they're a lot closer, so you don't have nearly as long of a delay. And we could probably throw something else out here too, you know. Maybe put something else out around like Eve, which is basically, you know, Venus. So that would be really good too. So I'm a little concerned because we're warping, and it looks like Duna's catching up to us. However, we appear to not be getting the rendezvous we were promised. I'm actually kind of curious about that because we were, and now we definitely are not. Little concerned about that. We literally just traveled for a year and 93 days, or 73 days, and we didn't get the rendezvous, even though it said that we definitely would. Not understanding that one. How did it get so far off? That's weird. Huh, that's super weird. Yeah, how did we end up so far off from Duna? Maybe I should have been paying closer attention. Oof. Well, that's not good. How did we? I'm very confused. How did we end up so far off from Duna? Are we gonna have to go around again? I mean, I don't mind going around again. If it means we get the intercept, but like I don't have all the fuel in the world. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's try and go this way. Oh. There was something. Hold on. Really weird. We had an intercept. This is gonna burn so much fuel. It's just doing the same thing over and over and over again. What the heck is happening? Now we're in this insanely eccentric orbit. I thought that we were gonna get it. Oh my goodness. This is nutty. How did we go so wrong? We were on it. Like, we actually had it. Did I miss something here? What did I miss? This is wild. I don't really want to redo this launch again. Because I'm already out here. I might as well go for it. But, like, man, I just traveled so long. I thought I had the intercept. I'm so confused. I had the intercept and I plotted it and I flew it. It wasn't like it was not intercepted. Okay, if I brought the line down, what would happen? No, that's not going to do anything. Ugh. So gross. Oh, so gross. Okay, this isn't going to work. I'm sorry, guys. Ugh. Terrible. Year and 7 days, or 74 days wasted. Ugh. That was awful. That was so bad. It was so bad. I don't know how it happened. Like, I swore, like, it showed that all I had to do was warp to there. So what happened? Alright, we'll launch again. We'll do it again. We got this. I'll pay closer attention this time. Okay, here we go. Alright. Got about 600 meters per second left, and then we'll go ahead and ditch this lower stage. Continue on up. Well, the good news is that satellite had a really, really good connection to Kerbin from very, very, very far away. So I imagine as soon as it's anywhere near Duna and within range of that rover, we'll definitely have a signal. I see no reason for us not to have a signal. So that's one good point that came from it. Okay, let's go ahead and try to keep us as equatorial as possible here. There we go. Looks good. So far, so good. Very nice. All right. Looks like we're equatorial. Perfect. Okay. Only about 15,000 meters left to go. Still have slightly an angle on it, but that'll be okay. We can correct that in our later burns, I think. There we go. Okay. And 80. Very nice. So let's go ahead and extend this out. Not bad. Little less. Okay. A little turn. Oops. It's going to be this one. Trim it out just a little bit. And perfect. There we go. Okay. So, minute 30, T-minus minute 10. And we got a 1 minute burn time, so T-minus 30 seconds. So while we do that, of course, you guys are familiar. We go ahead and get rid of our shroud, our little fairing. And we'll boost and go at T-minus 30 seconds, which is about 20 seconds. Not bad. No reason to time accelerate to it. Again, it's only 5 seconds away, so... Or I should say 15 seconds away. Now 10 seconds. And then we'll go ahead and boost and we'll be in orbit. I'm going to pay closer attention this time. I have no idea how that happened last time. There we go. Alright, burn to circularize our orbit. And I don't even have a Duna window, by the way. I should have mentioned that also. I'm doing this very highly eccentric way of getting there, but at the same time, it kind of beats waiting around for a window to open up. So it's either we wait but we're in space, or we wait and we're on the ground. But either way, we're going to end up waiting for that proper window to open. Here we go, and done. Let's see how that is. It's not bad. 72 and 81. Again, we're not sticking around here anyway, so it don't matter. Let's go ahead and burn out. And, whoop. Let's go ahead and move this in there. There we go. So that should be pretty good. Set a target to Duna. And we'll try to get there. Let's give it a shot. See how we do. It should give us the same opportunity as last time, I would imagine. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so if we just keep burning out, we should get that same little window right there. Come on. It's right there on the edge, but you can get it if you are just a little patient. Let's see. Oops. Something a little closer like that, maybe. Oh, there it goes. Okay, hold on. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Oh, it's teasing me. Come on. Are you... Okay, it actually is just kind of looping like that. I don't know if that means that I can actually get... Yeah, I don't know, actually. Yeah, how it kind of just keeps looping around like that. I think I may want to get it in closer like this, and then kind of push out that. Ooh, wait, what does that do? Okay, see, there's an intercept right there. I think what we're gonna have to do is do kind of like a midway burn on the way over to make absolutely sure that we can get this window. Because I know it's 1,500, but I mean, we've got more than enough. The question isn't if we've got enough. The question is, are we actually going to get there when it says that we're going to get there? And we have to make sure that we keep an eye on adjusting that to make sure absolutely that we get there. Okay, so the node's in 11 seconds, or 11 minutes. It's a minute 30 this time, so that's an easy 45-second burn. So we should be able to do it. I just have to make sure that, like, we, actually do it. So there we go. It's kind of eccentric a little bit. Like I said, it's shooting out, but it should still work just fine for us to get there. So let's go ahead and, oops, before we maneuver to that node, let's make sure that our solar panels are out. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we're already positioned on the node, even though we're facing away from the sun. The panels will rotate around to the sun. There we go. And our ship, even though it's pointing directly at the Earth, is going to continue aiming at this direction. So that way we get this maneuver. So there we go. So as you guys will see, basically the Earth will move out of the way, but the station will be pointed the exact same way the entire time. Okay, 45 seconds is our burn time. So let's do this. We got this. We're going to Mars. We're going to do it. We got to do it for our little probe boy. You know, we put him out there all alone. He's been tipped over on his side for too long, and, you know, we got to save him, you know? We gotta save our little probe. Plus, I mean, it never hurt to have a little network out here anyway. So, okay. We are going to launch here, or I should say we are going to fire up the engine here. Right now. There we go. All right, we're burning. Off to Mars we go. Well, not yet, though. We'll be off to Mars in a minute, as soon as this burn's over. All right, nice and easy. Wait for it to burn out. Beautiful. We'll go this up. And we'll start using our poodle. And this will be the one to get us to Mars. And hopefully slow us down, too. That'd be cool. But 2,300 meters per second of delta V to slow us down, plus the 1,600 that we have here in the poodle engine, should be well more than enough to slow us down once we get to Mars. Or worst case scenario, we just throw in the solar panels and do a and do an aero brake. That'd be crazy. All right, here we go. Continue burning. As you guys saw, we left Kerbin's sphere of influence, but we also have to get our intercept with Mars, which is what we're burning for now. And we'll go ahead and stop, and then let's see how we did. So fingers crossed we make it. And it looks like if we continue burning here just a little bit, there's something. Let's see, for a little extra fuel, it should get it, right? Wait for it. There it is. Okay, we just have to keep an eye on that, make sure that we actually do get this intercept this time. But our solar panels are out. I'll keep an eye on the wattage here, and I'll also start time warping around by hand. I won't do the auto time warp this time. Alright, and it looks like we've left Kerbin. Now we are on our own to head out there. But it looks like we are actually going to get it, so hey, it should work. And again, seeing that lovely, lovely green line and paying attention to it, we should have full control of our rover if we are able to maintain that line. So, perfect. Alright, so we come out here at like a high altitude over Duna. Or in this case, it's like our Mars look-alike. And we'll continue to head on out here. Duna should catch up to us over there. Now, here's where I start to draw some issue. Why are we not getting our intercept anymore? So let me add a maneuver here and make absolutely sure that we're still going to get an intercept, because I'm not understanding why we're not getting these intercepts. That's not making sense at all. So let's go ahead and redo our maneuver node. Let's push out a little bit if we need to make sure we get this line. It's going to be a couple hundred meters per second here. But it looks like we can still get it. Okay, that's not a problem. I'm not sure why. I don't know why we have to put a couple extra hundred into it, but hey, that's what it says. It's what it says. I'd rather do it here than wait and do it later. So let's go ahead and burn it. That maneuver node, even though it says like 2 days, it could be done at any time, and it basically would do the exact same thing. Just can't believe that we have to burn an additional like 700 units of fuel. It just seems so odd. Like, it said we were going to get there. Why do we have to do this again and burn more fuel and go even more eccentric in orbit? You know, it's just so strange. All right, here we go. And let's go ahead and just inch it on in here. There it is. Beautiful. All right, it says we got it again, so let's go ahead and time accelerate. See if Duna will actually come to us this time. It's so strange. How long does that say? At year 3? Oh, are we supposed to go around the sun 3 times? I don't know. That's odd. No. Duna should come to us now. This is what this should be. Duna should come to us now, and we'll be able to get there. How are we doing here anyway? It says it's still good. I thought it had a... Oh, yeah, there it is. The percentage. Yeah, the 83%. Yeah, we're going to get it this time. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's right. Cool. Yep, we're definitely going to get it this time. Very cool. It wouldn't actually hurt to keep that, instead of going equatorial with it, going at an angle so that the probe would have more access more often, I think, as it kind of cuts across the face there. It may be interesting. We may only be able to use the probe a certain number of times per day or during certain hours of the day, depending on where our external probe is. Oh, and now, of course, Duna is very close to Earth. Or Kerbin. So, all right, here we go. We're coming on in, and so here comes the planet. Thank goodness. All right, coming in here, and let's go ahead and reduce our speed down. We may want to adjust this a little bit. How fast are we going? 7,700? But we should slow down as we get closer. Or am I wrong? And we'll have to adjust that. So let's see. Add a maneuver node. Let's see. To extend it, we could do that. What if we did something like this and tried to get in closer? How many meters per second would that take? Oh, no, that doesn't work either. Okay. And then this isn't going to do anything either. Yeah. Oh, actually, that's even going to be even worse. Now, with that, okay. It gives you more time for not so much burn, but I'm afraid that we may be going too fast. That's not good. All right, let's try it. Let's warp in here. We'll give it a shot. If we can't get it, that's okay. Yeah, 7,700 is going to be a lot. Man, we probably should have waited for the window. If we're going to follow in NASA's footsteps, we probably should have waited for the window. Oh, that's the worst. All right, well, we'll try our best. Yeah, we'll do what we can. All right. What would happen if I just did this, actually? Like, what if I... Okay, nah. That's not going to do it, right? Nah, at that point, you might as well just... I mean, I got 2,300 meters per second, but I don't know if that's going to... If that's going to fly or not. Let's see. How much is that? Yeah, that's more than my fuel. And I don't think I'm going to be able to slow it down. Well, that's a bummer. Huh. Yeah, I may have needed to... Let's try it. All right, we're going to warp in. We're going to try it. There we go. Okay. No, 3,000. Okay, it's 3,000 meters per second. We might be able to get it. Hold on. Wait, where's the periapse? Here's the periapsis. So maybe we could slow down even more? If we were at the periapsis, how much would this be? To completely get an orbit around Duna. Is it going to be nightmarish, or are we actually going to be able to do this thing? Is it 7,000? It should... No. No way. What? No. This doesn't make any sense. Okay. There's the planet. So, how do I slow down enough? Oh, there it is. How much is that? Oh, it's so close. It's so close. Holy cow. Wait, what would an eccentric orbit be? Oh, come on, man. Are you serious? Oh, it's going to be just enough. 2,900, and we got... yeah, that's still not going to be enough. Oh, that's a kicker. Oh, no. Oh, what if we moved it back here? What would happen if I... Because I'm speeding up right now, aren't I? Would this be even worse? Yeah. And if you did it late, it would be the same, right? Oops. Lost my node. Yeah, all right, let's get in here and try it. Ugh, gross. It's right there. Oh, that's the worst. That hurts. Yep. Okay, let's get back onto our road. But maybe if we ditch the weight? Nah, it's going to be 2,300. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. It's so close. It really is. It's like right there to being enough. Bummer. Soups bummer. Oh, man. Come on. Yeah, we might if we don't get this one, we're definitely gonna wait for a window, and then we're gonna get it, and then that's gonna be our final try. Oh, it's so close. It's gotta do it. It has to, right? It's gotta be able to do it. Yeah, I'm 2,400. I don't even know what I need to do it, but I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping beyond hope at this point. Because we're here. Like, we absolutely are here right now. Come on, we have to be able to do this. Also, I'm interested in the fact that the engine isn't charging my batteries. That's weird. Because we absolutely have connection to Kerbin. Now, a weird one to me is that we don't have a connection to there, but I think it's because I'm not... It's because I'm using this ship, but if I was using that ship, we would see a line go from that ship to the ship back to Kerbin. I have no doubts in my mind. And 98%, because we're so close to Kerbin, we would have so, like, we would have a really strong signal. Ugh, we have to do this. There's 1,200, 1,800. Kills me. Oh my goodness. We're gonna try it. Hey, we gotta try it. What are you gonna do? All right. Got about 1,000 meters per second to go. Just randomly start looking up how to convert fuel into, or how to convert electricity into fuel. Oh, I know, xenon engines, but nah, we don't have any xenon engines on here. At this point, I'm like, can I start ditching mass? How do I like remove these satellites? Just unbolt them and toss them off into space. Ah, it's not even bending. Come on. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. Hurts my soul. Oh no. Okay. Come on. At least bend. I just want to see it bend now instead of like being rigid. Nope. We're gonna, oh, we're burning it. It's done. Oh. There it is. It's out of fuel. Oh, we're gonna go right past it. Oh, that hurts. Okay. Well, we're not gonna put more fuel on it for that same exact thing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use our fuel more wisely. And we're just going to have to wait until, yeah, we're going to have to wait until our window, unfortunately. All right, let's go out to the tracking station. Go out here. Oh, look at the signals coming in from the thing. All the different places, too. That's really cool. I like that. Anyway, okay, let's go wait for our window. I mean, it was an insane window. If I would have actually got it, I would have been stoked. But, unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Mars Duna just happens to be at the absolute worst location for us, unfortunately. Yeah, because it's going to need to be more like this, and Kerbin's got to be like here. I mean, it's just the worst time of year to try to do it. So, and unfortunately, too, it just takes a long time. What is this? That's new. I don't know what this symbol is. I think that was the sunrise thing. Yeah, like warp to sunrise. That's pretty cool. Oh my gosh. This is what I meant, though, earlier about how, like, we could either wait on the ground for the phase angle or we could wait in the ship. But even the ship, it didn't end up working out. So here we sit while we wait for our transition window. Man, it's been 3 years, according to the Kerbal calendar. It's been 3 years since we lost our poor probe. And now we gotta wait for the right phase angle before we can send another rocket back to Mars. All right, we're looking for like a 45-degree angle for Duna. So we're almost there. So now we're almost to like a 90-degree angle. See, like right there is about a 90-degree angle. And then we wait a little bit longer until it's like a 45-degree angle. And that'll be our launch window. This thing should have plenty of fuel now. When we have like a perfect launch window and everything. It's got to be. Got to be perfect. All right, that's got to be about it. I'm going to go in a little bit closer, but that's got to be perfect. So, all right, let's go out here and launch a rocket, shall we? Okay, out to the launch pad. Don't mind the glitchy graphics. Okay. Where are you? Network, antenna. There you are. What's the difference between these two? Maybe I saved it twice. All right, let's go. Let's do it again. Again. Third time's the charm. That's what they say. Is this? Okay, good. It does have struts. You gotta wonder sometimes. You gotta be careful about these things. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Cool. Like I say, guys, this is gonna be our last attempt at getting a satellite network established for our rover. If we can't make it this time, we'll have to come back in another stream, but I think we're gonna make it. I think this should be the one. Because we got the right phase angle and everything, so that should help us out a lot. Oops. Didn't mean to tilt down like that. There we go. Okay. Once again, doing our gravity turn, setting ourselves up for the release of our 2 side boosters. Kind of nosing up a little bit. Let's try to adjust that slightly. Ooh boy. The rocket is very rickety this time. We're going very fast. A ton of aerodynamic forces on the rocket. Holy cow. Woo. Lot of aerodynamic forces on this rocket. Holy cow. We're just skipping off the atmosphere right now. Look at the heat. We haven't had heat like that this whole time. We probably have, this is a pretty shallow, or I don't know, shallow, full gravity turn? I don't know, but we're definitely skipping off the atmosphere on this one. They can't all be perfect. Okay. Try and pull up a little bit, see if we can get a better angle of attack here. There we go. That way we'll climb instead of skipping and wasting so much fuel in the lower atmosphere. All right, gonna come up here at 70. And we're gonna cut it off at 80. All right, 80,000, perfect. Go ahead and extend out. All right, not bad, not bad. Cool. Go ahead and turn over here. 43 this time. Usually it was 30. Huh, that's interesting. So 43, basically 44. So T minus 22 seconds, give or take. So once again, as you guys are familiar, we're gonna restage here a little bit and get rid of our fairing. And at T minus 22 seconds, which I'll go ahead and time accelerate just a little bit because we are a little long here. There we go. T minus 22 seconds. And burn. Cool. All right, so we got about 640 meters per second to go. Got 1100 in here, so that's perfect. So we'll circularize, and we'll also be able to use this as kind of our get you there stage, so we won't have to rely too horribly long on the poodle, which should help the poodle have enough fuel to reduce our speed later, unlike last time. And because it's the proper phase angle, we shouldn't be coming in as hot on Duna. We should just kind of be meeting it instead of barreling into it, essentially. There we go. Cool. I don't even know what our maneuver is, or I should say what our Apple apps and Perry apps. It's just barely over 72, but I'm ready to go to Duna. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to get there. So let's go. All right, how are we doing here? Oh, goodness. Let's go ahead and adjust this inwards just a little bit. There we go. So that way it kind of goes in line with this. Let's set Duna as our target. There we go. And we will adjust accordingly. So it may go like this. Oh, that's kind of wild actually. Huh. Wait, let's do that again. What the heck? Go out and all the way out. There we are. Okay, let's try and do that again. What the heck was going on there? Okay, are we going to get an intercept with Duna or not? Because I want one. Holy cow. There's no way I messed up this much. Come on! I did it exactly at the right phase angle and everything. Okay. Don't worry, guys. It's only rocket science. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So let's do this. And then if I were to put another maneuver out here, could I do it? How would that work? Well, that kind of defeats the whole purpose, doesn't it? Okay, so that maneuver's got to go. But what can we do with this maneuver? This is weird. Holy cow. How would I... Hold on. Now I'm at a loss. Now I'm just kind of like, what is happening? Okay. So that's going to be like that. This is going to be like this, right? So then is that not... Yeah, right? Hold on. What about this and this? And then if I just did this and that. I mean, I didn't really want it to have to be like this, but I mean, we can if that's what Duna wants to do. It's a lot more energy than I was expecting, but that's fine. What if I put one in here and we tried to keep rotating around? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking we're going to do. Okay. That's fine. Cool. All right, let's do this burn here real quick. Kind of get us out there and get us started, and then we can do an establishing maneuver shot from there after that. I thought this was the perfect phase angle. Phase angle. Fang angle. Finangle. Oh my gosh. Can you guys tell that I've done this a couple times? Ugh. Alright, so we got a 1 minute and 7 second burn. So basically it's going to be 34 seconds. Okay, so we can go ahead and maneuver on around here. So let's go ahead and extend the solar panels. Beautiful. And we can set up our adjustment. So let's go here. Warp next maneuver. And what did I say? 34? 34. So T minus 34 seconds is going to be our mark. And let's see. We'll go ahead and time accelerate around here. Whoa. There we go. Cool. We'll start our burn. Hopefully this doesn't dip us in too close to the planet. It's looking like it's going to, and I don't like that. Oh, 63. Hey, but we're using, that's what it is. We're using the planet to slingshot out. So even though we're dipping into the planet a little bit, it's okay. So we're using it as a way to like push us up and out. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, and we have to transition. There we go. And again. Cool. Let's keep going. I'm getting nervous because I'm under the atmosphere, or I'm in the atmosphere. So not the best plan in the world, but hey, what are you gonna do? This is what we got. Ooh, taking a little bit of heating. Oh, that's not good. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, everybody chill. There we go. Hopefully that should be fine. Let's check out this real quick. Cool. Alright, so we got that. Let's make sure that this doesn't burn off. Oh god. Retract. Retract. No! 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 Oh no! Please, 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 no. Oh my gosh, why? Why did that have to happen? Why? Oh my gosh. Alright, we can take one solar panel. That's fine. That's fine. Oh gosh. It's gonna go out there with one wing. Oh, why did that have to happen to me? Oh my goodness. Of course our satellite's gonna go out there with one panel. Ugh. We didn't even leave Earth yet. We didn't even leave Earth yet. Why? Oh my goodness. All right. Well, hey, we left Kerbin's sphere of influence. So, or well, we left the atmosphere, I should say. So maybe we'll make it. I don't know. Oh gosh, it's gross. Everything about this is gross. But I don't want to have to go back and get another ship. I just don't want to do it. I don't want any part in it. All right, so here we go. How much is this? So much delta V. It's delta V or time. I'm gonna take time over delta V on this one. All right, come on. Get the maneuver. There it is. Okay, thank God. We're going out with one solar panel. I hate it, but this is our life now. All right, extend it. Ugh, so bad. So bad. We lost our solar panel. The worst. All right. Let's go out to our next maneuver node. And 53 days later, hopefully we have power. Oh my god, it's struggling. Oh god, I hate it. Oh, it's not good. Oh no. Oh god. Okay. 50 seconds. T minus 25 seconds. Today marks the 4-month anniversary of you finding our channel. Oh, sweet, dude. Well, thanks for being with us for 4 long, arduous, painstaking months. It's been fun, man. It's been a good time. Except for when we lose our other solar panel. That's when you really know pain. All right, T minus 25 seconds is when we're going to make our maneuver here. Oh, look how bad it looks. Oh, it had 2 solar panels, and now it only has 1. There's no way. I don't even have any like engineers or anything to replace it. So it's done. We're just gonna have one solar panel. Maybe I'll send out a I'll send out a secondary mission, and we could put this one. We could put a RIP on this satellite, and we'll use the Terrier engine to land it on Duna for its final resting place. You know, I mean, I only lost a solar panel, but still, it looked more symmetrical when I had two. Now it just looks weird. Oh, my burn. Still gotta do the burn. All right, let's go. Man, this feels like a longer burn than the last one. Or, well, not the last one, but I mean, like, the last trip out here we took. I mean, I know it's a more symmetrical line, so it shouldn't take as long to slow down, but still, the amount of fuel it took to get out here, jeez. It's like our entire ship. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to kill the maneuver node before we get there to make absolutely sure that we get the intercept. Alright, so there it goes, and then we're just going to watch this until it connects. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Okay, and then out to Duna we go. So let's warp here. 178 days. A lot shorter than the last one, but also kind of, yeah. I mean, I guess we're doing okay for fuel. You know, we got, what, 2450, 384, so somewhere in the ballpark of like 2,800, give or take. I mean, I'm not good at math, but, you know. Something like that. Plus, we're starting to slow down, which is really good. So that's what I'm saying. It's not going to take that much speed to slow us down this time. Like I said, we were on the right phase angle, but man, I didn't want to lose that solar panel. That hurt my little heart. Oh, hey, what's up, Dusty? Hi, how are you? I really want to get my friend to 50 subs because it's his birthday next week. Can you follow him, Dusty, on Twitch? It's the one with the Shrek profile thing. I followed you. Oh, thanks for the follow, dude. Well, we're almost to Duna, so that's good news. Okay. I pray that it is not 6,800 meters per second. Oh, is it really? No. You're lying. Oh, come on. No. Warp here. Let's see it. Let's see. There's no way. We're going at like the exact same speed. It's 7,500. This has got to be the speed above the sun. It can't be the speed that we're going with Duna, because like Duna is 7,500, and we're 6,800. So it's got to be only like a 700 difference. Yeah. Oh, that's the way. That's better. That's way better. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, let's go. We got this, and we got full batteries. I don't care if we only got one solar panel. We got this. We absolutely got this. Let's go. Oh, yeah. This is going to be easy now. Look at that. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to use the Terrier as a final way to lock it in. It's going to be super simple. Piece of cake. Beautiful. All right, so the Terrier is done for. We're going to go ahead and ditch that. Go for the Terrier. And that's it. Yep. 2,400 meters per second. If we want to, we can put this on Duna as a final resting place if we ever replace it. But for now, this is going to be our primary communication to Kerbin. Because look at that. I mean, 97% signal strength, full probe control, data transmission, direct connection to the Space Center, and a CommNet path. I mean, this thing's going to be great. It's going to do everything we want it to do. And hey, that's what the whole stream was about today. Beautiful. And there it is. We have a very eccentric orbit. So in reality, if we stay this far away from Duna, we should have no problem getting a solid connection back to Kerbin. No problem at all. So, yeah, I think let's give it a shot. Oh, did I lose? Oh, no, that's the Terrier. Oh, I was like, did I lose an engine? No, we only have one engine, so it's perfect. I also love that it's red. All right, so we only got one solar panel. I would have loved to have had two, but this should be enough of a relay from our probe, and we're high enough that the probe should be able to reach no matter where it's at, I would imagine. And this will still make it all the way back to Kerbin as well. So I don't think there's any particular direction I need to point it, but the good news is it's completely omnidirectional as well. So you can pretty much move it whichever way you want, and it's perfect. So that's why we put the reaction control wheels on it. So if nothing else, I mean, yeah. So like we could aim it at Duna if we want to. I may do that. I may just aim it at Duna. So, but yeah, let's go. Now let's go over to our. We finally made it. We got here. Oh, I probably should have shut down that engine actually. Yeah, let me do that. let me shut down that engine and then we'll check and see how it does. So check it out. So we got a network antenna out here around Kerbin. Hey, there we go. So yeah, so we got the network antenna around Kerbin to point back to Kerbin, and then we got this network antenna that not only is getting this antenna, but it's also sending everything back to directly. So that's actually cool too. So that's good to know. So now we've got a direct connection from Duna to Kerbin, and it's doing all these different bands and stuff too. So that's really cool. Nice. And there it is. So there's our antenna. And there it is. So that's our signal line. Yes. That's our Rover. Yay! All right. Yeah, we got the Rover line, and then we got the main line that goes back all the way over to Kerbin. So that should be really, really cool. Okay. So let's just go here to this one, and I just want to shut down that engine, and then I want to show you guys hopefully the Rover working. We're gonna have to get it flipped back over. And that'll be us for today. So let's go ahead and shut it down. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and turn off the gimbal because we want to save as much power as possible. And then basically this thing will just sit here and do its job. Very nice. All right, so back to the Space Center. Let's check out our Rover. Is he alive? Do you guys think we're gonna save him? Is he actually going to be able to communicate back to the Space Center, and they're going to be able to control him via little remote controls? Let's try it. All right, Perseverance. And I love it. I see the little orbit line now. Oh, perfect. I'm hoping that's what that means. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Full probe control. Network antenna, 93% back to Kerbin. Bounced signal through relay, 96%. Data transmits science, so it will do science, and a direct connection to the Space Center. Oh, man. Let's try and roll some wheels. Yeah, let's go. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Oh, no idea if I'll even be able to turn it over, but the great news is that it works, and that's the whole point. That was the point of all of this, was to literally just get it to work. And then from there, we can figure out how we want to get it rolled over or not. So we've got full SAS control. Let's see, brakes. Do the brakes work? The brakes are kind of weird. Are they stopping the wheels? There we go. Okay. Now the question is, can we get it to turn back over? If we can't, that's okay. We could send a unit, or not a unit, but we could send a ship out here to come flip it over, you know. But all in all, I just wanted to at least get some control of it, and that was the thing. Because now we can talk about rescue missions. We can talk about all these other things. Now that we have comms relays back to Kerbin, and that was the biggest thing. So I think, let's see, unless there's any other way that I could do this, it's kind of tricky because it was able to move for like a split second. Had to be very careful with this thing. It's very hard to get to. Yeah, and I can't really get it to turn on its face, or I would use this to push it back, you know. Let's see if I extend the antenna. Do I have anything on the sides at all besides the legs? No. Oh, man. Let's see. Try to think if there's any way at all that we could get it to right itself. But the wheels don't really dig in either. Today I learned more reaction control wheels on everything. Yeah, I think that would be the way to do it, because I don't see this thing moving at all. Oh man. And the thing was, I made it so there was no movable parts, so they wouldn't break off. But that's a mistake, because now I need something to flip it over with. Well, at least, like I said, at least now we have full probe controls. We got the network established that we wanted, and I think we're going to have to roll them over in a different stream. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today. This has been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. We will get this guy righted in the next live stream that we do with Kerbal Space Program. I can promise you that. But we did get the network, and that's the biggest thing, because, again, we had no control over this thing. For all I knew, we would actually get the network going, and then it would just flip itself right over and then right itself, and we'd be driving around all free and, you know, cool and stuff. But unfortunately, it is going to take a little bit of extra help, but that's okay. We'll make sure we get something out here to do that. So anyways, guys, until next time, from all of us as the Planetary Gamers, my name's Brandon. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!